trip more often on the stones you now must strike. Each scar upon my spirit is a lesson carved in deep, not proof that I am wiser, but of nights I could not sleep. I have before my failures felt the sting of my own fall, and if I reach to guide you, it is not to make you small. It is only to remind you, as you stumble through your days, that the cracks upon your pathway are the stars of future ways. So if my voice holds warning, it is not a preacher's tone. It's to offer you my hand as we walk each other home. So if my voice holds warning, it is not a preacher's tone. It's to offer you my hand as we walk each other home. Before his eyes could ever shape my world, there lived a quiet turning from my own. I learned to read the world to find my place, yet left my inner voice to stand alone. So when he came, I met him through that space and asked his gaze to show me my own face. He did not fail to hold me as I am. He met the edges I had never known, and every doubt I felt within his hand was something I had quietly outgrown. What felt like distance echo in between was where my truth had waited still unseen. He sought for safety in the way I stayed. I reached for pride in how he saw my light, and in those needs a subtle veil was laid that bent our love away from what was right. Not wrong in love, but tenderly misread, two inner worlds that had not yet been met. But when I turned and let my silence speak, and felt each place I used to run away, the need for him grew softer, less to see, as something deep arose without display. For love was never something he could prove, it lived in how I met myself with truth. And in that space, so still it almost seems, where nothing's asked and nothing needs to be, love is no longer shaped by outer things, but rests within, unbound and softly free. No mirror needed now to understand. I hold of the love I once placed in his hand. this quiet road together more times than we can explain. Like travelers who recognize a face they somehow know by name. The thread between us hums with truth whenever we draw close again. It's something soft to hold us back before the deeper steps begin. I know the world that shaped your heart was not a gentle place to grow, and shadows learn to guard the doors where love once tried to enter slow. So when the closeness starts to rise and something real begins to form, those older winds begin to move and change the shape of every storm. I feel it in the subtle shift, the careful distance in your tone, the way the air between our words grows full with clouds of the unknown. I know just something old, still searching for a place to stand, like echoes from another time, returning through the present land. So sometimes I step back a while, not with anger or disdain, but knowing hearts must meet themselves before they learn how love can stay. For mirrors cannot teach a truth the soul is not prepared to see. Understanding grows in time as slowly as a patient seed. Perhaps one day the tide will turn and both our shores will meet as one, when neither heart must guard the past nor hide from what has been undone. Until that day the thread remains a quiet knowing, soft and true, that somewhere in the turning world there lives a place for me and you. I called you a stranger while I carried your dust in my veins and blamed you for silence, not knowing you buried your pains. I looked to the earth and I saw the same fracture and ache, the wounds of a mother who bled for her children to wake. You gave me your seasons, your shelter, your thunder, your rain, and still I grew distant, mistaking your stillness for pain. But grief has a rhythm that hums underneath every tree, started remembering me. The mother who raised me had scars she could never explain, and I wore her longing like roots where the memory of rain. I thought love confusing, that touch always caused a retreat, but earth kept on blooming beneath my forgetful feet. She cradled my shadow, she fed me though I gave her none, and now I can see her, not broken but holding the sun. And maybe my healing begins where her breath meets my own, where mother and daughter are seeds that the same hands have sown. And I whisper the names I once cursed, and feel in my chest all the mothers who carried me first. No more do I